All right, welcome into the God Shimburski Sports Show presented by Duff's Famous Wings and presented by www.buffalosaucegod.com. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and also live on the Northeast Streaming Sports app on the RokuTV. So if you're watching at home on your television right now, go and get that Roku app. If you got the Roku TV, go download that Northeast Streaming Sports Network to watch this show as well as other great sports shows across the whole freaking network. And if you're actually watching on the Roku app right now, feel free to join me on my Facebook or on my YouTube right now at Buffalo Sauce God for YouTube, at Anthony Bomasudo for Facebook. And I'm live every Monday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the sit down on the same networks as well. And I want to thank my co-host here for joining me and also my producer joining this afternoon. And it's Saturday. Mr. 12 Gauge, how are you doing this afternoon, brother?
I am doing very well on this fine, chilly Saturday here in Western New York. How about yourself, Sauce God?
Well, Gage, I'll tell you what, man. We were expecting to have Mike Shimburski on this afternoon. However, had a family emergency, so we hope that Mike's all right. And Ditty has actually, he is supposed to be coming on today to talk as well, but he was actually going to be at I believe, a flag football game with Stevie Johnson. This kind of happened last minute for him. So we're hoping to have Ditty on next week right here in the Sauce God and Shimburski Sports Show to talk everything Buffalo Bills. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, do me a favor. Hit that like and share. Join us in the comments. And also there's a hotline that you can call into right now at 716-800-1772 if you want to discuss anything Bills and Broncos Monday Night Football matchup. We're going to also talk a little bit around the NFL as well. We've got to talk about what's going on with the Bills. There's a players-only meeting held. There's also, a lot that's going on offensively that is not looking very good for this team, and everybody's kind of asking for something to be shaken up and a move to be made, especially with the way that the season is going and how we are already halfway through. We're with 9 games in, guys. That means that we have 8 games left, and we have to make the best of each and every one of those. So some people wonder, is there still any hope here? Is there actually any reason to believe that this team can go forward and still win a Super Bowl? And what is it going to take? So we're going to talk about that. We'll also talk about the offensive and defensive keys for the Buffalo Bills and Broncos game as well. And we're going to talk about the injury report and the players-only meeting that was held as well, and a little bit about that and everything that we know live here in the Sauce God and Shimburski Sports Show. Again, presented by Duff's Famous Wings and presented by www.buffalosaucegod.com. Remember, guys, the Facebook stars are an option for you guys to pay out to me. That is, you can basically, you're paying Facebook, and it pays me as a creator. It just supports the content a little bit. So if you guys like the content, you guys like what you're seeing, make sure to follow, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and send us some Facebook stars if you guys want to as well. So let's get it going here, Gage. Let's play a little introduction music. Welcome into the Sauce God and Shimburski Sports Show. Let's kick off that intro.
Let's get this over with. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's simple, baby. Buffalo Bills football is back, all right? And we tell you something.
We're going to crack a cold one because since it's a tailgate.
Ooh, ice cold, Mike. Let me tell you. Ice cold, nice, refreshing Labatt Blue. Beer store behind J817.
It's a cold front, is what that is.
I'm whipping the sauce, I'm tripping, of course, I want it all. All of my dogs be running with God. Your mama, you're holding your pennies in bra. Cause when I get whipping the sauce, she taking it off. I'm dancing on tracks like stomping the yard. We keeping it quiet, we moving the signs, but now we starting to riot. Yeah, keeping my eye on the prize. I got me a queen, we riding like Bonnie and Clyde. Trips to Dubai, the way I be blessing, I'm destined for changing my decimals. Decibels hitting the wave and rapping incredible, splitting their head like a cantaloupe edible. Got me so high, I'm touching the sky. Of course, I give it my all. I'm whipping the sauce, kicking the door. But then we been here before. She ain't involved, well, she ain't involved. Taking my shot, even the down, we tying the score. Be a dancing on twist, don't stress.
All right, guys, if you are just now tuning in, you're live here in the Sauce God and Shimburski Sports Show presented by www.buffalosaucegod.com and Duff's Famous Wings, live here with Sauce God, and today 12 Gauge, the man, the producer, and also the vice president over here at the Gamebook Network. So there's a lot going on in the Bills Mafia community. We do have ourselves a little bit of primetime action this week on Monday, and I'm looking forward to it very much. I will be there with said co-host Mike Shimburski and Drew as well, Gage. So, and this is actually going to be a chance for me to take my wonderful girlfriend to her first Bills experience as well for her. It's actually going to be her birthday tomorrow. So real fast, I want to say, even though it's not her birthday until tomorrow, if you haven't, if you guys do me a favor tomorrow, make sure to wish the lady happy birthday. She's the best in the world, the best girlfriend, the most beautiful girlfriend in the world. And Emily, I love you very much. And hopefully I can make this birthday weekend for you the best possible. And hopefully the Bills can put on an absolute stomping against the Broncos, Gage. And then, we can get a little bit of primetime action. It's Monday night. I'll tell you, the atmosphere in Buffalo, Gage, right away is incredible. And, if you guys have anything to add to what we're talking about right now, join us here in the comments or call into the hotline at 716-1800-1772 to discuss anything about this Bills-Broncos matchup or anything around the NFL as well. I was actually just driving near the stadium last night, Gage, and there was, there's people already around the stadium tailgating. There's already people around the stadium, at the bars and everything like that. There was a little bit of liveliness in the city of Buffalo. So I think that there's a good atmosphere coming into this game. With everything that's transpired so far, it just feels like the Bills need something to turn the tide here. And I mean, the Sabres won last night. Maybe it's a shift in energy that we need, right? So maybe there's just a good atmosphere coming into this game, Gage. But let's go ahead, before we get into any of this before we get into anything Bills and Broncos, we're going to actually go ahead and take a look at the Week 10 matchups around the NFL. Gage, if you don't mind, go ahead and run through the schedule for the remainder of the NFL throughout the Week 10. And let's see what kind of action we got Sunday, because I know that me and you are going to definitely have to make some picks here at the end of the show as well. For the segment of I'll Take That Action, which, hey, I'll Take That Action, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the segments that you'll see here in the God Shimburski Sports Show. You also see them in the sit down with your host, myself, the Sauce God, at Buffalo Sauce God, across all social media platforms. And also, ladies and gents, let me tell you something else, okay? If you're going to bet, you got to bet and do so where it is legal to do so, responsibly to do. If you have any problems with gambling or anything like that, there are options available to you as well. Bet and play at your own risk. But there's going to be other great segments as well. About it, Bing, forget about it. We're going to talk about the victory formation, the pain trains, the unsung hero, the weakest link, the injury report, all that. We got a jam-packed show for you guys on this wonderful Saturday here at noon. So, Gage, you got the schedule for us, brother. What do we got?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9:30 a.m. over in Frankfurt, Germany, we got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the New England Patriots. Later on in the day, the 1 o'clock slate games, the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Houston Texans battling the Cincinnati Bengals. We got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. New Orleans Saints at the Minnesota Vikings. We also got the Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got the Tennessee Titans traveling down to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. And in the 4 o'clock games, we got the Atlanta Falcons going across the country to battle the Arizona Cardinals. We got the Detroit Lions going to LA to battle the Chargers. We got the New York Giants going down to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And also in the 4 o'clock slate, we got the Washington Redskins going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And in the late game on NBC, we got the New York Jets traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders. And
all right.
That is the Sunday slate of NFL games for you guys.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much to 12 Gauge, guys. Make sure to throw us some comments here in the chat as well. Make sure if you want to call in as well, 716-800-1772. Myself and the 12 Gauge are discussing around the NFL right now. So, Gage, I want to talk, Khalil Mack, is having his 9 sacks this year. You know what I mean? 9 sacks. But me and Timmy were on the phone just before the show started. He had 6 sacks in a game this year. Khalil Mack, you know what I mean? It's just as crazy to think that players like Khalil Mack are still out there and can absolutely just wreak havoc. He had 6 sacks in a game. I mean, this dude, his lowest amount of games ever played in his career is 7, and that was, I think, 2021 or I think that's what it was. But like, dude, he's still an absolute force. Gage, what right away when you're reading that schedule, what like games stand out to you the most on Sunday? I'm a red zone guy, right? Like I like to watch the red zone channel, and that kind of just allows me to see all of the action kind of transpiring. Unless you have the Sunday ticket, obviously. If you guys have the Sunday ticket, then you guys got it made. But Gage, what games right away stood out to you for the Sunday slate?
San Francisco 49ers, the Jacksonville Jaguars. That seems like it's going to be a good battle. Packers and Steelers too. That one's going to be a good one. Jordan Love versus Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
This Lions as well. That one's looking pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. Now, Gage, I think.
Yeah, what about you?
I mean, personally, bro, I think it's tough, right? Let me see. If I really have to give you like what game that I'm looking forward to, other than obviously Monday night, that's kind of like my thing is that when I'm going to a game, I almost don't think about any of the other games. You know what I mean? Like eventually, obviously, I'll see what goes on throughout the the NFL and stuff like that. I'm interested in this one for this regard. Obviously 9:30 football is interesting. It's got the Patriots involved, but there's rumors that should the Patriots lose this game, and I don't know how true these rumors are, Gage, and I just want to peg your interest on this one. There are rumors that Bill Belichick could be moved on from if they come back from Germany 2-8. I mean, they're 2-7. They've been declining ever since Tom Brady left, and everybody's been questioning, was it Brady or was it Belichick? And right now, it's looking more like it was Brady. I hated Brady when he played, but now that he's retired, I've kind of gained this like newfound respect for Tom Brady, where I really understand just how great the dude was. And it just sucks that he played against our team in our division, where it was just impossible to root for the freaking guy because he whooped us twice a year. So like it was impossible. But looking back on it, obviously he was a great quarterback, but there's rumors that say, Bill Belichick could be moved on from. Do you buy into any of that? Do you think that they could honestly move on from a head coach that won them six Super Bowls?
I heard those same rumors before the Patriots played us. If the Patriots lost that game, they could have possibly moved on from Bill Belichick. So I'm not really buying into it. I mean, he is a great coach, but I do believe that most of it was Tom Brady, the winning ways, the Patriot way.
Yeah. Now here's one that I'm going to talk about now, Gage. But we'll talk about it later on when we go into I'll Take That Action. Me and you can make some picks and we can give them out for free here and see exactly how we do this week. I'm looking forward to that segment. But, me, when it's 16 or higher for a team, it's getting a little spooky. The Cowboys come in favored 17 against their divisional opponent in Tommy DeVito-led New Jersey Giants. Does that scream trap game to you?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
If the spread is that big, chances are it's going to be a lot closer than what the spread actually suggests.
It just is like it can't all right, don't get me wrong. The Cowboys could come out and win 30-0. You know what I'm saying? Like that could happen. But it's just like you see that number. I mean, it's still like the Giants are still 2-6. Like they still have won a couple games. You know what I mean? It's not like the Cowboys are the most freak things happen. When I see a number that big, it's just like, that's a little spooky, man. So, especially your divisional opponent. You think the Giants don't have a little bit of an idea of how to play against you? So, we'll just have to see about that game. But, Gage, I also am looking at the Raiders and the Jets only because I want to see, obviously, the Jets lose. Should the Bills win this game, this could be good for us in the divisional race that we have going on between us, Miami, and the Jets, and as well as for possible wild card positioning as well. You have to be ready for all scenarios. But the Raiders are favored at point in this game at home for Sunday night, And now interim head coach Antonio Pierce has taken over, and they seem to have a different identity and atmosphere in that locker room. There's a lot of people that were saying that Josh McDaniels was heavily questioned, and this is dating back to when he was a head coach for the Broncos. I mean, remember that this is a guy that took a head coaching job with the Colts, then decided not to take it and returned as offensive coordinator for the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be some things that were wrong with Josh McDaniels as head coach. Apparently, him and general manager Dave Ziegler did not see eye to eye on anything at all. So it's good to see there's a little bit of a turnaround in the energy that the Raiders have. And obviously, with my little brother Zach being a Raiders fan, I always kind of have a little bit of a spot to root for him as well. But if you guys are just now tuning in, you're live here in the sit down on Facebook and on YouTube and on the Roku app for the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. And by the way, real fast, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and play a little video just to give them a little promotion.
This is Northeast Streaming Sports.
Yes, this is the Sauce God and Shimburski Sports Show, also known as the Sit Down with myself on Mondays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook and on YouTube at Buffalo Sauce God across all social media platforms. And for more merchandise and more content from the Sauce God, your source for daily entertainment and sports entertainment, check it out right now, www.buffalosaucegod.com. The hotline is still open, ladies and gentlemen, at 716-800-1772. You guys can call in and discuss anything with myself and Mr. 12 Gauge over here, the producer of the show as well. And reminder, guys, that Duff's Wings is the sponsor of the show, but they are also the best damn chicken wings and the highest rated chicken wing that I have ever given. So check them out, ladies and gentlemen, the original on Sheridan Drive as well. Now, Gage, this is the next subject that I want to discuss. The Bills players held a players-only meeting, and this was led by running back Latavius Murray. Now, some people would say, why Latavius Murray? Well, Latavius Murray's played for a lot of teams over his tenure of, I think, 10 seasons. He's a journeyman, you know what I mean? So he's got a lot of wisdom that he can share. And Latavius Murray's a guy that I think a lot of people respect in that locker room because he's been around and he's still making teams and he's still contributing and he can still make some plays. I got a lot of respect for Latavius Murray. But the Bills had a players-only meeting, and now sometimes this can be bad. This can be bad because this could be that the players are not liking what's going on with the coaching. They're not liking what's going on with each other. There's disagreements. There's some sort of feud. But this can also be a really good thing. They could be saying to each other, hey, how do we right the ship? They could say, hey, this needs to change. And this is where they can maybe bitch about things and get it out in the open and kind of start to figure out what needs to change. Overall, what do I think about this? And what does Gage think about this? And I'm going to speak for the both of us here, Gage. I think that it's probably a good thing. I think that at this point of the season, you're 9 games in, you've definitely underperformed. You definitely don't have room to continue to lose games, especially games that are so close that we shouldn't even really be in to even have a chance at winning, but we still find ourselves in that situation because of our defense the whole freaking year long. But I think that the players have to be frustrated with everything that's going on so that they maybe need to speak to each other and say, hey, not for nothing, but like, we need to have each other's backs in this scenario, or maybe they didn't like what's going on with the coaching, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that this needed to happen. The Bills are not themselves, and they've only been themselves at times, but even going back to last year, they weren't themselves too sometimes. Now, I think the offense really, Gage, is a big part of this. I really think that after everything that I've seen and from what I've heard, Ken Dorsey is just not the guy. I know that everybody said Josh was going, that's who Josh wanted. It's because he was his quarterback coach, and we didn't anticipate that he's going to reverse our offense or, simplify it down from how good it was. And I know I lobbied for Ken Dorsey and all that, but like, dude, by the way, the producer Linda McGrath saying what's up. Gage, the offense needs to change, and it needs to change soon because the offense is what's losing us games. And the offense is really what was losing us games last season as well. And I understand injuries are a big part of it. I understand the penalties are a big part of it as well. But at the end of the day, no excuses. You have to be able to still win games. And it's not like our defense is the ones that are injured. Our defense did a good enough job, in my opinion, for us to possibly have a chance of beating Cincinnati if the offense had played maybe even 95% of it at its best. And I think the offense maybe played about 65, maybe 60% at its best last week against Cincinnati. Turnovers, you have drop passes, and overall you lack identity. And you can see it in the body language, Gage. I think a lot of what they discussed was they want to play at a faster tempo. They don't like the game planning that's going on. And I agree with everything that these players are probably saying to amongst each other. But I know some people think that this is maybe a cause for concern. I just want to say that I don't think it is. I think that this is a good thing, and I think that this is exactly what these players need, because this is a brotherhood, and this is a locker room that we have talked about having such a great camaraderie in the past, and that's something that I'm not necessarily seeing as much of this year. But then again, do we really see everything, or do we just see exactly maybe moments of on the sideline? Are we just reading into Instagram posts, Facebook posts, stuff like that, right? Or are we really seeing the full picture? Could be that as well. But we're going to move on to another segment here in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. But if you have not already done so, do me a favor, hit that like and share. Join me here in the comments on Facebook, on YouTube at Buffalo Sauce Guy. My Facebook is Anthony Ramasudo. I'm live here with 12 Gauge, my co-host. Join us here in the comments. You can also join us on the hotline, 716-800-1772. If you're watching on the Roku app, man, check us out across all social media platforms. Presented by Duff's Famous Wings at www.buffalosauceguy.com. Check it out Mondays, Thursdays. At Thursday, also available via audio podcast too for the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. So, Gage, we're going to go on into our first segment here to discuss everything going on with the Buffalo Bills. We're going to still get into the breakdown of the Bills-Broncos action as well, and I'll take that action. Will be coming up later on as well, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead, Gage. Let's play that video for Forget About It.
What's Forget About It? Disagree like a Lincoln is better than a Cadillac? Forget about it.
I like that, Gage. He goes, boom. Forget about it. All right, so what has gone wrong for the Bills this year? It's been the drop passes. It's been penalties. And it's also been the way that the offense is being run. The offense is not even a shell of itself from 2020. Josh Allen became a great quarterback by making plays with his legs, by being able to extend plays with his legs, and by being able to throw the ball so damn well with his legs. He's able to torch some of the best defensive backs in the NFL as well. But that's when his receivers are running all of the routes, not just the same ones where it's so predictable. That's the thing, that we had a way to strike with Cole Beasley, 30 yards down the field, whatever. We could make plays with the guys that we had because everybody was running everything. I think this offense is better when it goes towards Gabe Davis a little bit more too. I think this offense is better when we are, when there's identity. And there's currently no identity for the Buffalo Bills. So that's what's going wrong right now. And at the end of the day, Gage, it's just like, it makes you wonder, what are the Bills going to do? Are they going to maybe, like, if they don't win – I fully believe the Bills will win this game, but do I necessarily think that they're going to come out and stomp them the same way that Miami did? I don't know. I'm not really caring about that. I just want to win football games. But if they don't have some sort of really consistent offensive showing, is it possible that maybe they move on from Ken Dorsey? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like the Bills are kind of hinting towards that. It doesn't seem like – I mean, I know that Sean McDermott and Josh Allen and people have been vocal sort of towards Ken Dorsey, even if it is sort of subliminally. But, like, it doesn't seem like they're not confident about Ken Dorsey at this moment, or maybe they just don't feel like they can make that kind of move during the season. But I still think that Joe Brady and Mike Shula could be a possible set of replacements as well. So the Bills just simply have not gotten it done on offense. Their offensive woes have been what is killing them each game in and game out. It's not the defense. Injuries, yeah, it sucks. It's a part of the game, though, and you have to just play as best as you can. And the defense is the side of the ball that's got the injuries, and they're still playing damn good. So that's got me saying forget about it. Let's go on to the next segment here, though, Gage. Bada bing, bada boom. What has gone right this year for the Buffalo Bills?
This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away. You got to get up close like this. Bada bing! Bada bing!
Bada bing, bada boom. What has gone right this year for the Buffalo Bills? Gage, let me tell you. Their defense has played pretty stout at times. And, we've seen the emergence of Dalton Kincaid. And we've also seen when Gabe Davis can get it going. Stephon Diggs has played, obviously, great football this year, playing like one of the best receivers in football, as he always does. And Josh Allen currently does lead the total touchdowns in the NFL. So, that's another good thing to take away. But I can't really say anything that has gone right for the Bills, except for that game against Miami, where they showed exactly how it's done, how you play defense, how you play offense, and how you control the game against a team as explosive as Miami can be. Okay? But we're not seeing that game in and game out. We're not seeing it consistently. So can I really sit here and say that the Bills have done that much right this year? You have to still take a look and evaluate what they have done right, because you have to get more of it, more consistency, continue it, continuity, right? But Gage, and I know that you can agree here, the Bills are a very, very, very talented team. They have everything that it possibly takes to go out there and win games when they have the players. Yeah, sure, you'd like to see them fully healthy with the guys that they have that are their best players, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they're well coached enough. They have enough experience. And they have a franchise quarterback that you can win any week. But these mistakes that we're seeing and these woes, there's no excuse for it. This team is too damn good to underperform this much. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see the Bills continuing to underperform this much. So what have they done right? Let's build off of it. Okay, well, at times when James Cook is the guy that we are trying to build a game off of, we seem to have a little bit of an identity. We seem to spread the ball around a little bit more. We seem to have more options in more ways that the defense needs to kind of game plan against it, and the way that the defense has to adjust against it. When Josh is moving with his legs and he's getting outside of the pocket and he's running for a little bit of first downs once in a while, it seems like we have a little bit more of a juice and an identity and some sort of motor to the offense as well. So that's some of the things that we've done right. But we need more of it, okay? So I've seen some good things out of guys like Latavius Murray. I've seen some good things out of guys like Dalton Kincaid, the rookie. I'd like to see more out of him, right? But Khalil Shakir, he's had a couple of good games as well. Gage, overall, though, not enough has gone right this year for the Buffalo Bills. They might be 5-4, but they really could be maybe 7-2. You know what I'm saying? They could be 7-2. And then we're not even sitting here talking about this. They could be 7-2, heck, 8-1. They should be 9-0, though. So what needs to change ASAP? I think, again, coaching. Coaching is going to be the big part of it. 100%. And I think that Ken Dorsey is going to be the big part of it there, because he can't afford the offensive woes that have existed. And obviously what he is trying to put forth as a game plan does not seem to be what the Bills want to do. So maybe Josh Allen needs to be running the show a little bit more. Maybe he needs to be calling the plays on the field a little bit more. Maybe we need to, digress to him. I don't know. Our defense is doing all right. Okay, fine. So Sean McDermott can continue to call defense. I know some people think that he should either be just focusing on the head coaching duties or defensive coordinator. Sean McDermott's doing just fine. He's fine as head coach. I get that some people think that we've underperformed and it's his fault. No. Offensively, we're not executing. That's not Sean McDermott's area of expertise. So correct the woes, correct the drop passes, correct the fact that you don't have any sort of identity. And if you can do that, then you can establish exactly how you're going to win game in and game out with the upcoming schedule that you have for the remainder of the NFL season. Do I still think there's hope? Yeah, I definitely do. There's always hope when you got Josh Allen or a franchise quarterback. Even look at the Chiefs. Are the Chiefs really kicking everybody's asses this year? No, they have a lot of woes themselves, but they just get it done. They execute. They execute in moments where they absolutely need to. But, hey, they lost to a freaking Denver team that, had 70 put up on them against Miami this year. So, remember, ladies and gentlemen, there is always hope, especially in the world of football, because football is a freak sport where shit just changes in the matter of one play, one drive, whatever it may be. So, Gage, we're going to talk about the Bills and the Broncos here in just a moment. Let me take a sip of my root beer. I love me some root beer. And we're going to break down the injury report. We're going to talk about the offensive and defensive keys for this game, the unsung hero as well. We got some more segments here ahead as well. You're live here in the God Shimburski Sports Show on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Roku app. This is presented by www.buffalosaucegod.com and presented by Del Swing and Swings. I'm live here with my co-host, 12 Gage, who looks like he might have frozen on the screen. Can't quite tell. He might have actually frozen on screen. So if he did, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have him back here in just a moment as well. But the injury report update, I'll have that for you guys here in just a moment as well. We all know that Terrell Bernard was currently in concussion protocol, so I'll have an update for you on that as well. But I'm sure that there's going to be a little bit more updated to the injury report as well for the Bills. And 1 second, ladies and gents. Is Leonard Fournette playing Sunday? David Jones, I'll get you that in just a moment, my friend. And I want to go ahead and real fast switch this background. Cool. Boom. Excellent. The Bills, let's see. I think that Leonard Fournette might actually have a chance of playing this week. We'll have to see. Oh, here we go. I think we got him back in. At the stage. Yo, Mr. 12 Gauge. Back on stage. By the way, Stephon Diggs was added to the injury report as well. So let's real fast. Josh Allen was a full participant in Friday's practice with his right shoulder injury. Christian Benford did not participate in Thursday or Friday with a hamstring. It was limited with concussion. He is still in concussion protocol, but it looks like he may have a shot at playing. Stephon Diggs was limited with back injury. Leonard Fournette did not practice because of illness. Micah Hyde did not practice because of his neck and a /stinger. A.J. Klein was limited because of his back. Jordan Poyer was do not participant because of his shin. And Balin Spector was also limited due to a hamstring injury as well. Now, also, too, for as far as Leonard Fournette, my guess is that there's a shot that he could play. Wow. So it looks like he is going to play. I guess some people are wondering if you should even start James Cook or Leonard Fournette, or if you should play James Cook. So let's see. Is he supposed to play? There's no official word. There's no official word, but my guess is that he's going to play. You brought him in. He's obviously ready to get going, and you want to get him going out there as soon as you possibly can. By the way, quick comment from John Robert, who said, I think Bernard still has a hamstring problem. Yeah, he is. He was do not participant as well. So at the moment, it looks like that is the injury report. And it looks like Leonard Fournette has a shot at playing, but there is no actual official word. So if you guys are just now tuning in, do me a favor, hit that like and share. Join us here in the 1-800-1772. This is presented by www.buffalosaucegod.com and presented by Dusty Wings. Check it out at Buffalo Sauce God and across all social medias, as well as on the Northeast Streaming Sports Network on the Roku app for your Roku TV. All right, Gage, let's go into our first segment here, discuss the Bills-Broncos matchup of the victory formation. Go ahead and play that video. For the victory formation, which is going to be the offensive keys for the Bills versus Broncos. It's simple. Come out and establish your identity. What is your identity? Is it Josh Allen? Is it James Cook? I don't know, but you need to establish it this week. And I'll tell you what, Gage, if I see a single freaking drop pass, I'm going to lose my shit because I got no room for it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I need to see this offense come out and perform. It's simple. Move the ball down the field. Control the battlefield position. The Denver Broncos don't have the most explosive offense, but I'll tell you what, they definitely found ways to get it done when they got the ball back because of their defense against Kansas City. So don't feel content in this game one freaking bit. You need to move the ball down the field, get points, whether it's 3 or get 7. You got to get points. And I don't want to see any sort of body language just looking lackadaisical out there. I want to see some pace. I want to see some tempo. If I could see the offense speed up a little bit and start getting electrifying, then that might be exactly what this team needs to continue moving forward, Gage. Because, hey, it's 1 week at a time, one play at a time, one drive at a time, and you need to remember that you have Josh Allen You have Stephon Diggs, but you also have Dalton Kincaid. You got Gabe Davis. You got Khalil Shakir. You got Deontay Hardy. You got Trent Sherfield. You got tons of different options out there. And now you add Leonard Fournette in the picture. But don't forget you can throw the ball to James Cook as well. The guy is incredibly versatile, so make sure to utilize him as a player out of not just the backfield, but also catching out of the backfield, right? That's all I'm saying. Move the ball, have an identity, continuity, play after play, get points, get points, get points. Foot on the gas, keep moving, finish the drive. Keep the pace, you know what I'm saying? And David Jones says, yes, sir. I like that very much. All right. I like that very, 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 very much. Let's go on to the next segment, Gage, of the defensive keys for the Buffalo Bills versus the Broncos.
Oh. I forgot which one it is.
Pain trains. Defensive keys for the Buffalo Bills versus the Broncos. Come out and get some freaking turnovers, okay? That's all I'm saying. You just got to come out and get some turnovers and get the offense the opportunity to go out and score. And if the offense can go ahead and score, then boom, you're doing your job, right? But I also love that elite pass rush coming out there, so I need to see guys like A.J. Epinesa getting after it. I need to see Von Miller after this week getting after it. I know he's just a little hint of himself, but still being on that field, making a presence, making plays, giving his teammates the opportunity to make plays alongside him as well, Gage, is exactly what we need to see. This pass rush getting after Russell Wilson and contain. Because Russell Wilson is a mobile quarterback who can get outside. But hey, Jerry Jeudy, that's their best playmaker. Shut him down, keep it nice, and make sure to get the opportunity for your offense to score points. But hey, sometimes the best defense is the best offense. So hand in hand, the defense can do its job all day long, but I need the offense to take advantage of it and make sure that it does not ever give the Denver Broncos a chance to be in this game at all, because we're playing well in all three phases of football, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it's going to take this week for the Buffalo Bills defensively to go out there and get us a victory for that Monday Night Football matchup and an opportunity to get us fine-tuned in another week to maybe get through some of these injuries, and maybe another week closer to that Week 13 bye week as well, Gage, to get us maybe a little bit healthier as we make that continued push for a Lombardi Trophy. So let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here in the sit-down, known as also the God Shimburski Sports Show. I'm here with my co-host right now, filling in for Mike Shimburski and our guest who had to actually bail last second because of some personal stuff. But got 12 Gage here with me as well. So thank you very much for being in here, ladies and gentlemen. Keep those comments flowing. Hit that like and share if you haven't done so already. Turn those notifications on, subscribe, follow, like, and make sure you don't miss any of the daily entertainment, sports entertainment coming here from Sauce God. I think Joseph played for 30 snaps in a short week, and he impressed at Oliver. Well, Linval Joseph was a great defensive tackle signing from the Eagles as well. I like that very, very much. Now, Gage, let's go into the weakest link. Now, I'll tell you this too, Gage. Drop passes. I can't see drop passes. Okay? None of that drop passes. No drop passes, because drop passes bite you and it's shooting yourself in the foot. So really, the only team that can beat the Buffalo Bills this Monday night, Gage, is themselves. So if the Bills don't have stupid penalties, they get off of the field, they execute, then boom. They're all set, okay? But again, the Denver Broncos ain't even going to be in the ballpark if you just don't beat yourself. So that's all I'm saying. No drop passes this week. Make sure that you catch the opportunity to make sure it's a first down. You know what I mean? If it's third and whatever, you got to give me a first down. And that's what I think we have a little bit more of with the absence of Dawson Knox in recent weeks as well. I think that Dalton Kincaid is doing a great job of catching the football as well. So I'd like to see the offense make sure to not just have no turnovers this week, no drop passes. If you have those two things working in your favor, I think that really we have a great shot at winning this football game and getting ourselves back on the right track and on the path to success to still be on pace for that Lombardi Trophy this year, Gage. And that's going to conclude that segment as well. We're going to talk about the unsung hero, which is who we think that will be the under radar performer of the week. And I'm going to give you guys one here in a moment as well. And Gage will as well. But Gage, let's go ahead and let's play that video for the unsung hero. I think the under the radar performer of the week is going to be I honestly believe it's going to be Taylor Rapp. I think Taylor Rapp is going to have a defensive player or two out there that's going to just kind of, make sure that it doesn't even matter what the offense is doing. That maybe he's due to make a big play this year for that defense. And he's been having a chance with some more snaps on the field. The absence of Matt Milano kind of being pulled into play a hybrid position between that safety linebacker, right? So maybe Taylor Rapp finally comes up with a nice turnover, forces a fall, whatever. I think that maybe he makes a play, boom, and just a couple of plays here and there to steer some momentum, and that's exactly what the under-the-radar performer or the unsung hero is going to do. Gage, what do you think, man? Who do you think offensively or defensively could be this week's unsung hero, under-the-radar performer of the week?
I'm kind of looking at our offensive line for the unsung hero of the week. I think they're going to be able to protect Josh very well. I think they're going to be able to create some lanes for James Cook and our backs to run all over the Broncos defense. I think they're going to get up to that second level, pancake the Broncos DBs, and I think the unsung hero of the week, that is why I picked the offensive line.
Gage, excellent pick. Excellent pick, dude. I like that very much. Gage is picking the offensive line to be the unsung hero. And I definitely could see that. You know what I mean? Just kind of giving Josh enough time to make a couple big plays, maybe kind of bullying that Broncos defensive line down a little bit and controlling it. I like that. And I think the offensive line can control pace. But by the way, I think Rasul Douglas will surprise us. I do too. I've seen some good things out of that guy. And hey, you got to still get some time to kind of get adjusted to a new team. But unless you're Josh Dobbs, of course. And Josh Dobbs could just come in and say, I got this. No worries, guys. I just plug and play. Who's ever heard of a plug and play quarterback? You know what I mean? So, of course, we're live here in the sit-down. Actually, this is the God Shimburski Sports Show presented by www.buffalosaucegod.com, your source for some daily entertainment and also merchandise options. If you guys are going to be at the Buffalo Bills game this Monday night, Stevie Johnson is the legend of the game. And also, I will be at that game with Mike Shimburski, my girlfriend Emily, and Drew, a good friend of ours as well. And I might even have a chance to say what's up to Stevie as well. So, Gage, let's go into our next segment here of the I'll Take That Action. And let's play that video, and let's give these people some free picks. Yeah, hey, guys. Life is too short to bet the under. I don't care if it's 59. I don't care if it's 67. You gotta ride the fucking over.
This is fucking ridiculous. We need a fucking touchdown. The stakes are high for these ones, boys.
Over-unders, give me points.
Man.
The stakes are high for these ones, boys. We need a fucking touchdown, dude. I am dying because... Tim, what do you think? Gage, Timmy called me. He calls me at 11:30. Knowing I got a show at noon. You got any picks in today? You know what I'm saying? I go, I might put a few.
Of course he does.
I might put a few in. So this is what I got, Gage. I mean, I'm looking at Sunday. Obviously, the Bills play Monday, which means Sunday is all about betting. Sunday is all about betting. It's all it is. And now, for those of you that are in for some sports betting, We are going to give you some free picks, but we do not encourage or endorse any illegal or underage gambling or of any sort. Bet and play at your own risk. And also, if you have a problem with help or gambling and you need help, there's a hotline you guys can call. And it should not be taken lightly, guys. There's nothing to make fun of about that. So if you have a gambling problem and you need help, there is some options as well. So the Browns and the Ravens, you got -6.5 for the Ravens are favored over the Browns. Bengals are a 6.5-point favorite against the Texans. Jaguars are a 3-point underdog against the Niners. Gage, right away, I'm just going to I'm going to give 3 picks for spreads, and I'm going to give 2 prop bets. And I want you to maybe do the same here, because Gage has been picking prop bets. The David Njoku, I'm still so pissed that, dude, I almost had 130 on $3 bet. It was that close. And the fucking Cardinals had to screw that up for everybody. Yeah, it was so stupid. Well, let's look at the first game here. Indianapolis and the Patriots. Obviously this is a interesting game because they're not, the Colts can play. Their offense has actually kind of played well. Zach Moss has played well in the absence of Jonathan Taylor, but now he's out there. You still have Gardner Minshew playing. I think Anthony Richardson is not playing, obviously. Is it a Dolphins bye week? I think so. It seems like it is. Okay. So currently Indianapolis is the favorite money line. They're -126. New England is a +108. Indianapolis is a -1.5-point favorite. I like Indy to cover that spread. I could see them winning by 2 or 3. And I actually like that. I like that -1.5. And for the over-under their Gage, I see under 43.5. I do. I see under 43.5. I see under 43.5. I do. Now,
what did you just say in the video?
You know what? Maybe it is over because you know what? The Colts. No. You know what? Gage is right, guys. Because the Colts go over this year. The Colts have been going over in a lot of their freaking games. So life is too short. Yeah, I always gotta bet the fucking over. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go with that one. Let's look at Cleveland and Baltimore. I don't know if I really want to touch that game because Cleveland-Baltimore games tend to be a little weird. You know what I mean? But let's look at San Fran and Jacksonville. It should make for some decent football.
Yes.
I think the Niners are going to cover that spread. I think the Jaguars got to get a little bit humbled here, and I think the Niners have to cover the 3-point spread. Yeah, I see the Niners covering a 3-point spread here. I do. I think that it makes most sense. To me, the Niners are kind of due to get back on track. And the Colts are in Germany. They are. They will be there at 9:30 a.m. in Frankfurt. And the over-under for that 45.5 Gage, I am going to stay away from that one. And then I'm also going to go to that Green Bay and Pittsburgh game that you were talking about. And I'm going to take Green Bay +3. Actually, no. They're Here's where it goes. You guys see, you got your first from me for the day. I'll just say flat out under 38.5. I like under 38.5 in that game. I do. In Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's not playing good offense. Packers are obviously kind of in the rebuilding stage, and they're struggling a little bit offensively as well. Could maybe be a sloppy weather game. Who knows in Pittsburgh? So I'm going to take the under on that at under 38.5. And then for prop bets, I'm going to just go ahead and say, let's look at the Dallas and Jet. No, stay far away from that. Stay far away from that. I'll go to the prop bets for the Raiders and the Jets. I like the Kid O'Connell to have over 204.5 passing yards for the Raiders this week. I like that. And I also think I like Josh Jacobs to have over 63.5 rushing yards for the Raiders as well. So those are my picks. Gage, what do you got for some free picks for the people? And I'll take that action.
Well, I was kind of looking at the Saturday college football slate. Tonight at 10:30 on Fox, USC is 16-point underdogs to Oregon. I like USC to cover that 16.
You like that, huh?
I like that a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. Gage has got a thing, man. He likes something.
Tomorrow, I'm liking Cincinnati to cover the 6.5 point spread over Houston tomorrow. And I'm thinking Tennessee and Tampa over 39.
Okay. So there's some free picks right there, guys. And, of course, we do not encourage or endorse any illegal or underage gambling. Bet and play at your own risk. And if you need help with a gambling problem, there is a hotline available for you to call. So that is, I'll take that action. And Gage, I appreciate your picks and I appreciate everybody for their likes, shares, and views so far. Join us in the comments if you still want to. We have one more segment ahead here. You're live here on the Sauce God and Shimburski Sports Show with myself, the Sauce God, your host for some daily entertainment and sports entertainment, live Mondays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Presented by www.buffalosauceguy.com and presented by Dustin's Wings, live on Facebook Live at Anthony Bomasudo, live on YouTube at Buffalo Sauce God, and live on the Roku app for the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. Let's go ahead, Gage, and get into the final segment of the show. The one and only presented by Dustin's Wings of Getting Saucy.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Ice cold, nice, refreshing Labatt Blue on a fierce storm behind J817.
It's a cold front, is what that is.
I'm fired up this week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get you fired up. Bills Mafia, want to hear me getting saucy this week? It's simple. Mac Jones and the New England Patriots, and also, too, the Miami Dolphins, and anybody that's got anything bad to say. Bills by a billion, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Bills.
Getting saucy this week is simple, baby. Come out for some Monday Night Football, Buffalo Bills, and I need you to just absolutely stir the sauce for some Monday Night Football, some absolute primetime action with Josh Allen looking good on ESPN. Tossing bombs to Stephon Diggs, saucy. Then you got to go in and toss it to Gabe Davis, saucy. But I need that rookie Dalton Kincaid to come out there and give me some freaking catches and get absolutely saucy. Then I need James Cook to come out of the backfield, running, catching. Leonard Fournette running, catching, whatever it may be, and Josh Allen distributing amongst the soldiers that he's got out there because he's got weapons, Khalil Shakir. It doesn't matter, Deontay Hardy, Trent Sherfield, and anybody else out there that wants their work, you can come and get it because the Bills' offense this week is going to tidy up those woes. They're going to move the football. They're going to get you points. They're going to make this an absolutely entertaining, absolutely star-studded show for everybody that's going to be there and watch it on TV to see, because this is the absolute Buffalo Bills that we need to see this week, ladies and gentlemen, coming out there. It's now or never. 1 week at a time, one drive at a time, and it's always one play at a time. And you just got to score the ball, move the ball. Defense is going to come out there and get you some plays. They're going to make sure they get some turnovers. They're going to control the ball, and they're going to make sure they get the ball back for that offense. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that's me getting saucy this week. Let's see the Buffalo Bills get out there and score some points, get back to winning, get back on track, because there's still plenty of hope, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I ride or die with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. As always, God bless and go Bills. That's going to conclude it. Here in the sit-down, I want to thank my co-host, Gage, for stepping in. And also, I want to thank everybody for your likes, shares, comments. Make sure to join me Monday, Thursday, and on Saturdays at 12 p.m. here. This is the Sauce God at Buffalo Sauce God across all social media platforms. Presented by www.buffalosauceguy.com and Dustin McSwing. Gage, I want to thank you very much, the producer and co-host for today. I want to say again, happy birthday weekend to my wonderful girlfriend. And make sure to get with me at the Monday night game. Stevie Johnson will be the legend of the game. Bills all day. Bills by a billion. Let's go Buffalo. And as always, God bless. Go Bills. Enjoy your weekend. And happy betting. Happy trails. See you Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Roku app for Northeast Streaming Sports. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
I'm whipping it, watch it get saucy. I'm twisting and mixing and shaking them haters right off me.